Hey everybody, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to clean my glass, but Maynard, do you got a drink? Can we do some like webcam clinkies here?
Wait, I think we were gonna drink.
We just both talked about.
We literally all said in this break, let's go get a drink. But okay.
Zombie,
No.
got my soju. I'm like,
No, what I heard was Maynard getting moist, and I didn't actually hear what you said. I just thought you went to the bathroom.
I'm getting
But
moist.
you said you were getting a drink, but I didn't realize you
yeah.
were
So
getting a
actually,
drink.
Maynard said He said I'm gonna get my whiskey, but it really sounded like he said I'm gonna get moisty. And Zombie and I both were like, "What did he just say?" And you'd already left. We're like, "The fuck." Anyways,
That's why I was
cheers.
laughing.
I'm not sure if you can see the webcam right now, but
Cheers.
cheers. This looks like
Oh,
apple
this was
juice,
a
but I
mistake.
think it was a mistake. Yeah, I hear you can put a lot away.
Oh yeah,
Maybe it's soju.
I'm a fucking tank, dude.
Yeah.
I can drink.
You're like-
I'll have
you're
you know
like a-
I can
you're
drink
like
a whole
African.
shot. A whole shot, Maynard.
Yes. I have heard you did one whole shot one time. And
Did
it
you hear
was-
that time that Rifkin bought a sippy cup so he could drink on casts?
I did not buy a sippy cup. Everyone wanted to buy me a sippy cup.
That's Gabby's first alcohol.
I spilled my rum and coke like 3 different times. I had to like shower and get changed. It was terrible. Anyways, folks, welcome back. We're gonna be hopping into sequencer for map number 1. Any best of 5 coming up with INnoVation versus GuMiho in this TvT. So I'm just gonna quickly tweet while we get things going. As I believe
Please
the
do.
players.
I'll
we're
retweet
just-
you even.
Nice. Well, hey, here's the thing. Which account am I gonna tweet from though? We gotta, fucking.
I follow
ninja this
both.
Shit. Good. That was a test to see if you had me muted. Nice. You passed.
Why would I mute you?
Because I shit post a lot.
Yeah, I just love. I'm like, all right. What does Rifkin have to say to Fast V today?
Hey!
Check that up.
Look, it's.
I know her. She's a
I don't
friend
have
of mine.
a good
That's all.
excuse. Loser Fruit and
It's
Fast
okay,
Feed,
man.
dude,
She's
are
a
like.
she's a pretty lady. I forgive you. It's okay.
Loser Fruit and
I
Fast Feed
understand.
are like my straight up favorite people, legit. Like 100%. I have no shame.
I've never met Loser Fruit. I've only met Fast V. But
Did I meet Lucifer?
Yeah, she came to that one,
Okay.
whatever, the summit thing we were doing or whatever.
that one thing that one time.
I think it
You
was-
mean TwitchCon party?
Oh, she was also, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot you were at TwitchCon actually, but yeah, she was at the TwitchCon stuff with us hanging out too.
Got it.
All right, well, folks,
I know who we're talking about now.
we're hopping into a brand new best of 5. Real quick though, shoutouts to Crypto Compare for the 2-month resub. We got Robbie Blitz setting us up for 15 as well. Says cheers. Cheers back at you as we all just, I guess he's probably drinking with us by the sounds of things. 47 is also through another $10 to the prize pool, which is fucking awesome, bringing the total up to $521. I don't know if there are any codes left over, but you guys should absolutely try and use the code BTSL8 just to make sure these guys as much money as possible. But to kick off this best of 5, in the bottom left, we do have Systrom Gaming's Terran Badass GuMiho.
Who's doing this one?
And in the top right, it's going to be his opponent, the Blue Terran, INnoVation.
Good job, Maynard. God damn. That guy, Maynard, just gets better at intros every day. Every time I tune into a cast, he's just nailing it.
You know what we're going to do for the next one? I got it. Okay. No, I got this easy
Okay.
peasy. Zombie
got
and
it?
I will
Cool.
each start the intro, but then you do like the GSL style thing where you just say the name. So I'll be like, in the top right, and you'll be like, INnoVation.
Do you want me to be like season 1, 2, 3 of GSL where the name is not lined up at all with the introduction, or would you like me to go
Say it
for the
whenever.
season of GSL? Like
So
just
we
in the
get the
middle of it,
taste,
go
it's like-
INnoVation, like right in the middle of the intro. Yeah.
Oh, they had some good announcers though, even if it was mistimed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the days. Street
Uh,
Fighter.
Funny. That
Well,
was my favorite.
One thing I
I love
really
Funny's
want to go over
intro.
for this matchup that I think is so sick is, again, we did just get to witness a best of 5 in the last week's finals for the BTSL. It was, of course, a really weird series out of INnoVation with way too many proxies and not enough straight-up play because we know he's so good at straight-up play, especially in TvT. So GuMiho, he absolutely floored him. But GuMiho, this is really interesting Depot placement.
Diva?
Yeah,
Or-
this is
Depot.
basically a Where's the Reaper at placement, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
this is like fuck
pretty much it.
Reapers is what I see when I see
Yeah,
these
pretty
Depots.
much.
Yeah. I mean, there usually isn't much to be gained from walling off in TvT anymore. Because if you have enough units, you have enough units. Like, and the wall is barely enough to help because they just jump up. Or crack it down, too. Like, if you don't have cyclones, they have cyclones, and I guess you're screwed no matter what.
I actually believe that walling off is a little bit of a detriment in TvT because of like siege pushes and stuff, especially like certain maps, especially.
Yeah, I was gonna say it can be.
I want to say like I agree with that statement, except then we will watch that 1 in every 5 games where like 2 cyclones or sorry 2 Hellions and a Reaper end up just killing somebody in like 4 minutes flat.
That's the only time. It's like, I don't know if it's 1 in 5 games, but like if you do have Hellions and they are out of position, or you're playing way too greedy, or maybe you're attacking them but they have a depot, like that's the biggest difference, is when those Hellions actually get to do something. This Reaper doing something, like even 3, nope, just 2, but still nicely done. Nice,
this is the big one though to pick up here.
Yeah, way in that command center.
That's huge. He's targeting down that CC and forces the cancel. That's huge. Great move from GuMiho. Losing that Cyclone's worth.
He doesn't really want to lose it. It's also important to note that I totally agree. Like the word stomped and like just beaten down in their last series is appropriate. It's a very rare situation where the score didn't tell the true tale, but not because it was like a 3-0 and they're both really close games or all really close games. It was a 5. I think it was 3-2, right? It was a best of 5, best of 7, something like that. But it was like every single one, GuMiho still looked a bit stronger. He just like caught off one or like once or twice. But I just wanted to like clarify that a little bit because I do remember GuMiho even did a proxy. I think it didn't work.
Oh yeah, he did. It was like that weird barracks one though.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's the like clarification. But it really was like overall GuMiho seemed like a better player. But then we also have to remember that INnoVation was also just coming off. Okay,
oh, no way.
Huh. That thing just sat there, man. I was just watching that thing scrunching up my forehead like,
Yeah. But INnoVation had just come off a night of bad TvTs last time we cast him. Like, it was literally like not like 12 hours, 24 hours beforehand or whatever that he got knocked out.
Zombie, can you unplug and replug your microphone? It's doing this weird snap thing every once in a while. It's kind of loud. Sorry.
Fix up your shit, Zombie Girl.
Yeah, get it together. Holy fuck. That fight was a really interesting one outside the front of the base. What we got to see a little bit, I think, of the touch of, though, was some of that Raven change. The auto turret has been toned down a bit in terms of damage, but increased in length to compensate. So it's watching. I think we are slowly watching them get phased out of the game as far as importance goes. Like, double Raven builds were the shit. Like, you would go for that every time. If you're not doing that in TvT, you were dead. I don't think that's gonna be the case so much anymore.
Yeah, no, I echo that sentimentality here, Rifkin. We see that the Raven just not as much punch as it used to. Like I think that it is 100% a nerf to the Raven. I like the 2-shot worker thing a little bit better, but it does still have its uses in TvT, and we are still seeing it in the meta. So I don't really feel like it's going to leave either because it has that early game defensive capability as well. If someone's going for Banshee, or you can just use energy to hold a little bit of damage.
Well, yeah. So and that's another part of it too, though, where the Raven still has a lot of utility, whether it's in detection, the auto turret for the Banshees you've described, or even just breaking tank lines by throwing auto turrets down as you push.
Yeah.
So I love the way they adjusted that, so it's no longer super duper broken, but it didn't take away the effectiveness of the unit overall.
Yeah, I like the change. I still I'm not very 100% on either it's a buff or a nerf, to be honest. It's just a change. Like sometimes it lasting longer to lower DPS units means that it has priority longer than it did before. That's always been a big issue with the Raven, and sometimes it means that it does technically do more damage overall if it's allowed to just fill out. So it's just a change.
This is why GuMiho has nothing at home. He does kill the Vikings and the reinforcements in the middle of the map, but SCVs have got to get pulled this early. That tank's not in siege mode, and these Vikings could land at any given time. GuMiho's defense here is shaky at best, but INnoVation's still with 3 tanks and a couple Marines looking to push up that ramp.
Someone right in the main.
He is. He's going in with 2 medevacs. There is a siege tank for INnoVation and a single Viking. I don't think he has the meat shield to be able to stop all these Marines, though, and they stem. Oh, there's that meat shield from the SCVs. The boy's been pulled.
That medevac is 1 shot from being killed. There's no way you want to have units inside of that thing.
Yeah, it looks like INnoVation's actually locked it down a little bit here. That said, though, the SCVs need to be pulled from the natural as this tank gets caught unsieged.
Spoke too
by
soon.
a Viking. Yeah,
That command center is not going to get canceled either. The SCVs are all going down here. No cancel on that one. GuMiho trying to fit in combat shields. He already has stim over his opponent, and he's like trying to mule mine from a third, whereas INnoVation's about to only have his main.
Yeah, that's actually 37 SCV kills, which is incredible. Like that's gimped INnoVation completely to 1 mineral line's worth of SCVs, and he just doesn't have a whole lot of army to speak of either. The CC gets killed.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Held up at the main though. These tanks, these Marines, I think GuMiho's got this. The +1 weapons is going to be huge. Combat shields is actually going to finish up. Like, the factory's going to die. That sucks. But I feel like there's more than enough. INnoVation can never finish off GuMiho here.
No, you're absolutely right. GuMiho's in fact going to go in here and try and clean this up, and I think
he's got it. He's got it.
With a spread, yeah, there it goes. That's going to be it. GG.
It looks like,
actually,
you know, go ahead.
INnoVation doesn't know about that third. Yeah, I think if he knew about this, it would be GG. Oh, he does. What the fuck?
Yeah, he saw the building. Like, there might be an assumption that it was canceled, but right, like this is absolutely game over. I was gonna say though that the INnoVation pushing in, it actually looked like maybe he had broken kind of the curse. It looked like a pretty strong game for him, and I just love that it was immediately brought back and slapped down. Like, no, apparently GuMiho might still be the best TvTer of the Korean Terrans.
It's very much worth noting how very barely that was. Like, if GuMiho, for example, had one extra shot off in the middle of the map before he realized he needed to unload, like the Viking would have killed the second medevac early, there would have been no drops. Like, this was actually really close in a lot more ways than one. But right now, as far as recovery process goes, I still favor GuMiho in a lot of ways, and that's mostly through his tech. But having
it's all GuMiho.
Yeah, having the extra CC, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, the CC, he's already invested in all these time investments like Combat Shield, and I mean, INnoVation's trying to play a smart defensive game. Like, Vikings and tanks will get you pretty far in defensively, but he is going up against someone who will have medevacs and stim, and even if you have a Vikings, they're not always going to be in the right position. They're always going to be able to two-shot, one-shot, whatever, the medevacs, and eventually, even if you did play this absolutely perfect defensive game to, like, 3 bases, by then they'd have like 6 bases and on the way to like battle cruise or some shit, right? Like there's not enough of a recovery from INnoVation.
My heart.
Yeah, INnoVation's is taking it very, very seriously, but there's going to be a lot more Marines for GuMiho. They're going to be 1-1. Like I'm struggling to find any edge that there is. Like I can't actually imagine a world where INnoVation wins this game. There's just, I mean, we're going to watch it play out, but this is kind of a very slow death animation for INnoVation, unfortunately. Sorry to say.
Well.
The nice thing is, it is a best of 5, so I mean, this was already a pretty awesome game 1. The rest of them aren't anything close to this.
Yeah.
Or maybe the really lame proxies that failed badly. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it either way.
He might just do it again. Like, I feel like, well, like that last time they played might have also been like a little bit of INnoVation, which is like tilted after a bad TvT day. Oh, this is really nice, but it's still not enough.
And he got rid of the tank before the medevac got taken out as well. So the tank lives. He can siege on the low ground. That actually helps having that tank on the low ground there. Protects these Marines. The Vikings are pretty much all INnoVation has to stop these Marines from picking up this CC, which isn't going to be good enough.
Nah. I'll take out the Vikings as well to try and snipe that medevac, so there's really not a lot. GuMiho did one more push through the middle of the map. He'd actually be destroying the natural command center too. But to finish up my point, I was just going to say, like, INnoVation and GuMiho, they seem to be like really good friends. They probably talk strategy a lot, and they're obviously really well matched for each other. So if this looks exactly like the last of the 5 they played, I wouldn't be surprised. Just need more proxies.
Well, it's early days. I'm sure it's coming. I'll bet money there's at least one proxy in this series.
It's a TvT. I think if you're going to have any series longer than a game, it's going to have a proxy of some type. Especially when you have GuMiho. Like, you usually wouldn't say the same about INnoVation, but since we saw last week exactly that, like, then yeah, okay, INnoVation's a threat for proxies, but GuMiho's always been a threat for proxies. Whether it was Reapers or Starports or Factories or whatever. Of course he's
INnoVation's... He's moving across the map with his last attack. This will be his last attack. He has a lot more siege tanks than GuMiho, but GuMiho has like 20 more Marines. So, I got to be feeling it for the guy with the Marines here.
I forgot about that tank from the low ground. The survivor.
Yeah. The survivor.
Well, that was a pretty good first game.
It was actually close for a while there. That was a really good TvT for the first while, but obviously after that that big move from GuMiho, we're just kind of watching INnoVation slowly bleed out.
Well, it's going to be loser's pick, so you've got at least that much going for you when you're trying to find a map you're comfortable with. Other side of the bracket is going to be a TvP, folks, so it is going to be Keen versus Hero when this is all said and done. The base prize pool of this, if there was no additional crowdfunding whatsoever, is $250 for first place, $100 for second, $75 for third and fourth, which is awesome. But you guys, of course, have been helping us ramp this up in a big way, up to $527 now, so a little bit extra for each. Actually, I'm now aware that the prize payouts are wrong on the Match Arena page, just FYI.
They are?
Yeah, it's not 50, 30, 10, 10.
Well, I don't know where I got that from.
Because it's the Corsair one.
I wouldn't have looked at Corsair, but maybe I did.
At any rate, it is worth noting that, just so we are totally transparent, GuMiho and INnoVation and everyone who played in the last BTSL are still owed prize money, even though the money is there to be paid out. We had an issue with it, so GuMiho did message us about this earlier today, and I think he was a little concerned whether it would be an issue with this prize pool too or not. But I just want to let everyone know that we are working with Match Arena to get the bug fixed, and we're not trying to be stingy about money. We want these guys to get all the money we possibly can raise for them.
No, I mean, BaseTradeTV swimming in a vat of cash. It's not a money problem at all. It's just a...
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop.
So I guess we changed it from last time, actually. Because last BTSL finals, it was those percentages.
And that was also incorrect,
So-
and we screwed up.
Ah.
But okay, folks, we're
Feels
getting
bad,
into
man.
game, and we got a brand new sub who is Stinky Cheese Man. Says Jess is best. Riff and Maynard are pretty cool too, though. What's up, Roddy? Thank you for that
God
sub.
damn.
Can I
He's
give
doing
some-
the rounds today. He subbed to me this morning as well. He's doing the
Special.
rounds.
What a guy. What a guy. All right, folks. Well, we're getting into game number 2. Maynard, you ready to team up for this?
Oh, baby. Give it to
Okay. In the top right, we've got the Red Terran player.
me. INnoVation. It's my best
Are you
GSL impersonation.
Doing both together, or is it just like...
You're doing it with him now.
Oh, okay, I don't know. In the top right. As
No.
the red Terran. Oh, sorry.
No,
That's
bottom
Maynard.
left, bottom
In
left.
the bottom left, as the blue Terran, it is Size from Gaming.
GuMiho.
Zombie
I
Grub,
did
you
GSL
could not
season
have
1 on you.
fucked that up more. That was the worst of the worst.
You literally talked to him like, let's do this, Maynard. Let's do it. And I was like, I guess they're going to do both together then.
We set this
Speaking
up
of,
last game.
Yeah,
Guys,
you too.
I don't mean to alarm you.
Go on. Oh, is there proxies?
Proxies happening. Yeah.
Yeah. This is funny, though, because we really expected this to be coming out of INnoVation based on the previous history of these two in that last best of 5. GuMiho doing this really does shake it up, and he's doing this on a map that is like the worst map for proxies, despite its name.
I always bring that up. It's just that Proxima is actually one of the worst proxy maps. But GuMiho's going to try and make it happen. He's going to try and get those Reapers up on the main and get it done. And I've seen it work before. I've also seen it get crushed. But yeah.
INnoVation's factory is going to be delayed because of his choice to go for the command center. If he pumps out like a Cyclone or Hellion, maybe he can make this work. But this is going to be tough. It's already going to start off really good for GuMiho.
Zombie Grub, what do you think? I'm really interested in what you have to say about this proxy.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well,
Yes. Specifically what you
yeah.
have to say.
okay. I mean, I agree. It's usually pretty bad to do it on Proxima, but maybe seeing that he didn't wall off. Where's the Gumi didn't wall off? Where's Gumi didn't wall off last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
I
had the
don't know,
Reaper
man.
depots. He had the F3 Reaper depots.
Yep. So I don't know. Maybe just thought that INnoVation might do it, but I don't think INnoVation's ever not walled off. But I mean, he's actually gonna break down the reactor. Like that's kind of scary. I didn't realize it was a possibility. He proxied both Reapers. I guess it is.
Really nice macro from GuMiho for the most part, giving that hurt Reaper at the back. Damaging this reactor. It looks
Oh.
like the Hellions here, and that's the Reaper party finished.
Well, maybe not finished yet. These two Reapers can take on the Hellion, of course. Maybe some SCV intervention might not be the case, but
That repair on, brother. There it is. Come on.
I was so sure he was going to kill that reactor. But you know what? This may not have gotten directly to the mineral lines. It still gets him the 7 SCV kills he was looking for, though. The problem, though, INnoVation does have the natural, and it's already in orbital. So that damage is not going to be long-lasting.
I just love seeing proxies and TvT get bitch slapped. It just makes me feel good.
Seeing the barracks fly home, it's like some really perverse like sense of victory, even though it's not
That's
you
called
who did
that's called the float of shame, when the barracks have to go back to the main and
Yeah.
begin to play the rest of the.
All right, well, Cyclone comes out of GuMiho back at home, and this could be very interesting because it's a very powerful unit that might, with even a couple of SCVs pulled with it, be able to hold off this entire push coming out of INnoVation.
Yeah, a bunch of Hellions coming here for INnoVation. Cyclone says no, though. Has the high ground, beats them back. INnoVation deciding, yeah, I'm just going to bring everything back. GuMiho's Reaper is in an interesting spot. Maybe just looking for a medevac or something like that. Or just hiding from the Hellions.
Did we lose Zombie Grub?
She might just be giving me a lot of room. Yeah, there she is.
Hi.
Hey, Zombie Grub.
Hiya.
What do you think about this TvT, Zombie Grub? Are you enjoying this TriCast? Are you enjoying Korea? Are you
Yes,
hungry?
I'm enjoying all of those things.
Okay, great.
I was letting you guys do it.
Letting us do it. What a bro.
Yep. Hellion drop coming in now. GuMiho is going for the faster stim, which is quite usual, I think, amongst not just these two, but also just INnoVation in general. INnoVation seems to play to that safer, like, later tank Viking protection, usually like back in the day, double Raven protection as well. And he doesn't have as much mobility. GuMiho kind of takes control of the map pretty hard. It's not that he's that far back. Just faster third base.
Yep, GuMiho coming in here. Actually going to slow down this third of INnoVation with that one Reaper. Nice little move there. He also had a Liberator in the back mineral line of the main of INnoVation, doing a little bit of damage, but not too much. Got a few Marines and a few SCVs.
Actually, I don't think he got any SCVs with that. It was just the Marines he traded out for.
They might have just been Marines, yeah.
Yeah.
These Hellions, though, they're getting SCVs. Oh, Viking.
Well, Cyclone's cleaned it up. And, not too much. I'm actually the right person. Oh, I am. Oh, boy.
Is the camera bug? Because
yeah.
I was like following the action pretty closely.
No, I guess it was fine. The third CC is finishing up here. I mean, it's Proxima, and it should be pretty safe, but INnoVation would never really feel truly safe until, of course, the towers and missile turrets come up, and even the Vikings, when they're not in position. They usually play like, so defensively, putting his tanks everywhere that they possibly could be helpful. Natural, main, front. I mean, they can still be dropped upon, but only if he's really not paying attention.
Yeah, I guess the best
Those
way
are
I would
pretty solid.
describe that's like the anti-shift click tanks. Like if someone's just shift queued that drop, right? Like that's gonna go to the mineral line or whatever, and the tank will take care of that. But I don't think GuMiho's like the type of player who's gonna be relying on those sort of moves. Although it is two Cyclones heading to the main.
Yeah, a really popular move in TvT at the moment, if you have the APM to spare, is the double Cyclone drop. You can just burn through some SCVs and then leave. Of course, Terran's getting pretty good at dealing with drops nowadays. There usually is a lurking cluster of Vikings looking for that kind of thing. And speaking of the devil, they actually do miss this medevac, though.
Oh,
GuMiho
Viking
sets up
landed
in a
over here.
nice... Oop. GuMiho in siege range here, the natural, and there goes that double Cyclone drop in the main. Siege tank messing with the Cyclone, though.
This is delaying the third base, something that he needs to do. As his, did start on location, and it's close to finishing up, so this is actually getting him a pretty good stance here. Faster +1, but of course INnoVation with double engineering bay is going to catch up. Combat shields. I think INnoVation has successfully, deflected any like game-breaking aggression. His GuMiho wasn't really looking for it, just backed off, in fact, once his drop stopped. But GuMiho has managed to catch up. The ebb and flow of TvT. Someone's aggressive, tries to catch up in the macro. Someone's macro tries to survive until it actually comes to fruition. Sounds about right.
It's a good matchup.
It's okay.
So, GuMiho's not done putting on the pressure, though. He's got a couple medevacs here to reinforce this little force that he had that was sieging the front line there of the main of INnoVation. INnoVation's taking his third, though. He's got a nice little concave, 3 siege tanks, just covering that base there. GuMiho scans. It's going to be a tough nut to crack, but he's going to go for it. Oh, no.
Oh, what the fuck?
Thinking twice.
How do I get rid of... There we go. I don't know what I pressed, but like it put up a graph I hadn't seen before. It's like, oh no, it's covering the whole screen. Get out of there.
Yeah, GuMiho was trying to get that abusive little location to the back of the third there, where you can just use the high ground, or get vision of the high ground to siege up and get those SCVs, but INnoVation bats him away.
It's interesting that he would go for that tactic though, because he knows INnoVation has like the Vikings, so you're not going to set a medevac over there, for example.
Yeah, INnoVation's done playing these games. He's got those double sensor towers covering the drop paths into the back natural and into the main as well. Pretty nice sensor tower locations. The TvT boobs have been drawn here by INnoVation.
I think they're a little too close. It's almost like butt cheeks, because your butt cheeks do overlap a little bit, right?
No. I don't think they do.
Might want to see someone about that.
No, but like what I'm imagining is like this is a butt sitting down, and you're looking at it through the glass, like it's gonna, push against itself. No matter how firm and tight your bum might be.
Don't go over each other.
I gotta say, look, my like I'm not the most shapely dude in the whole world, but I like to say that I have a pretty tier 1 butt, and it doesn't look like that.
Okay, then if anything, it's like a push-up bra, then I guess, because it's pushing them together and up.
Yeah.
That's why they look so perky.
Both players have a matching pair, by the way.
I mean, I don't think any boobs are ever gonna be that circular, so.
I've seen some actresses in some movies that have pretty.
Yeah, actresses. Yeah.
Actresses, yes.
Well,
it'd be weird if it was an actor with anyway.
I mean, it happens, doesn't it?
Oh, Medevac's nearly getting caught there by the army of GuMiho. Nearly.
Yeah, I mean, who would expect the army to be over there? Sure, a Marine that's scouting for the 4th base, but an entire army? Why? I mean, is trying to be dropped. I mean, they're really just trying to poke and prod each other. INnoVation in his 4th CC, GuMiho transferring over his main, I guess, like, no one really is thinking about moving their armies quite out. Yeah, okay, there's INnoVation, finally moving his army forward. There's plenty of Marines GuMiho to scout that it's moving. Or maybe just making it to the 4th base ready.
GuMiho's multitasking right now is so sick. There's so many openings.
Yeah, I'm watching as well.
I think most players like leave these gaps, but it's just not going to happen.
GuMiho just dealt with 4 medevacs filled with Marines so easily just then. Crushed the double drop there of INnoVation.
Gets the medevac too. Oh, that's so sick. Now, INnoVation is starting to push, but it's worth noting that GuMiho knows about this because he's had Marines scattered through the map. Cyclones here, Marines there, drop here, something everywhere.
Oh, goodbye medevac. Vikings pick it out of the sky. Just 1 Marine left to tell the horrible, horrible tale. It's just action all over the place.
It is. We're finally getting the armies moving toward each other. INnoVation was just breaking on the rocks to place down his 4th CC. GuMiho is taking a couple of spikes here and there on the income graph, but INnoVation's going to be more level as time goes on, so GuMiho will be willing to try and find a weak point in his play. GuMiho already on his way to 5th.
Yeah, it's like 30 supply coming into this fight, by the way. There's a lot of Marines. There's 100 Marines at the start of the fight, Maynard.
Yeah, and these Marines are actually crushing the siege line for the most part, but actually the high ground siege tanks here start to get through that Marine count. They had a beautiful concave for a little while there until the reinforcement tanks from the 3rd natural, I suppose, like the front 3rd, just completely crushed those Marines. They're a little bit down in number, but still not too bad. But still, 39 Marines versus the 12 of INnoVation, so still an advantage there for GuMiho.
INnoVation would actually be really well set if he had like a single Liberator right now too. He'd break that tank line like nobody's business.
I always forget about that unit in TvT. I think it's a big contributing factor to losing this a lot.
No, he's trying to get there. Of course, GuMiho is probably figuring that's on the way just because he doesn't have the air control in Vikings, and it's a pretty common move for INnoVation.
Nice move from GuMiho, repositioning the siege tanks, forcing this siege line of INnoVation to be pretty useless right now. It's doing damage on those on the planetary, but here come the Liberators. They're the party poopers for this kind of push.
Pretty instant reaction with the Unsiege as well. Manages to soak up a shot. His tanks don't die, and pushing off INnoVation's map control. Like, INnoVation really only has that one thing in the left, like a medevac or Marine or something like that. And that's it. Well, this was in retaliation INnoVation, Sensor Tower, I think. But GuMiho killed it before it really lived.
I mean, he really does have things all segmented now. There's no way INnoVation can walk through any of those ramps. That middle sensor tower looks silly, but it actually covers every entrance. Yeah, this is like... I don't think GuMiho is streets ahead or anything, but I look at his bank, I look at the extra bases, I can see Zombie Grub sneer on the webcam, but I feel like this is a much better game for GuMiho right now. Like he's basically, the best way I can describe it is he's got more to throw.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's got a lot of production to be able to get that army back into gear as well when he starts to lose some. Look at that. There it goes. Kicking into gear. 3-3 nearly done for both players. They're well and truly in the super late game here. And there is just rings all over the place. Butt cheeks, boobs, whatever you want to call them. They are everywhere. And this gold is the lifted up main base for INnoVation. So sorry, for GuMiho. So INnoVation has the added advantage of having a planetary in a very nice location. Oh,
Well,
those Marines say bye-bye, CC.
Yeah, he'll
no
lose
cancel.
it, no cancel. And the main's being dropped. So INnoVation, not even like... I guess he's responding well enough, but he is giving up his just defend attitude and is actually going to try and attack, which is definitely called for. His entire army versus GuMiho's, like, 1/8 of his army, I guess. Might be a base trade.
Drop. Massive Marine drop at the third base location. These Liberators are like, please, I wish we had
Oh,
faster
no!
This
attack
was
speed."
bad.
He moved Commander
I don't
through
know.
so many tanks!
Yeah, I mean, at least he got the Liberators, so they didn't stop his continuing attack, and he managed to drop a medevac into that third base, the natural of INnoVation, rather. So there's like everything going on here. INnoVation manages to keep have a little bit of supply lead, but is that going to be enough? He's killing himself faster.
Is this Ace 1, Ace 2? I think it might be.
I feel it
I
is
think it's
Ace 1,
actually
Ace 2.
over.
Well,
Like, this is
GuMiho's
not
only
enough of an
choice.
army.
His only choice
Yeah.
though is to continue trying to race this, right? Like, there's no way he gets home in time to
Yeah.
stop this. He doesn't have enough
gotta
to
go
break
for
it. God damn, it's a lot of Marines, but
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. There's just a little bit too much for INnoVation as far as army goes.
what?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can do it.
I don't know, man. This
He got this bait. Like, if this was a planetary, I'd actually feel pretty good for GuMiho right now, but
he has another base that's fresh and planetary, so
yeah, that's true. He's gonna take this
Yeah.
more. He's gonna hide this. I love this.
I do like that a lot. I mean, when I saw him take it, I was like, he feels so confident in this matchup. He had the bigger bank, he had more map control, he was taking okay fights, and then that one drop, man, past tanks and Liberators and Vikings was just a disaster.
You know, it wasn't even the drop though. It was like the moving Marines. Like, he just moved Commander too much of his army through a tank line that was set up and good to go. And I don't know what
Yeah.
that misclick was, but it was costly.
It's like 20 Marines.
Mhm.
That's certainly
INnoVation's
true.
found this planetary. He just did a scan there.
It's
And
actually.
he just...
I don't think he can break it, though, is the problem, right? This is where Planetary's playing a very interesting role, where the Marines won't cut it. It's going to come down to the tanks. And if he repositions his tanks, he loses the control that he has over GuMiho.
I don't know. He has 16 tanks. I would say the count of like 8, kind of. I know that's like an oddly perfect number, but like 8 is that type where you have to have the nicest concave to really confidently take on. And INnoVation has literally split his tanks 8 and 8. So I don't think he loses a battle too easily, at least. Like, this would be a perfect concave for GuMiho, but even then, he's still a little hesitant to take it.
GuMiho's got a hell of a lot of Marines, by 113 Marines. So he's got some he can throw away into this fight, that's for sure.
Yeah.
GLHF breaking these siege tanks here for GuMiho, though. Oh, no, he's actually got a couple of hurt ones at the front. The Marines of INnoVation helping out a bit.
It's not repairing the Planetary,
That
though.
planetary's... Oh, there it goes.
Well, you know what? This goes down, but a drop of the main goes off, too. This, if it gets on top of the production for INnoVation, is going to start killing him through there. This base
Yeah,
is hit it.
I mean-
Oh
Well, these
my
tanks
God.
have a thing or two to say about that.
GuMiho, yeah, he's not gonna be able. He actually isn't able to take on production. I was gonna say GuMiho, he has the army that can do more around the map, but it can't do more like directly. So, yeah, if he could successfully take out the production of INnoVation and the third base, and then the only point of contention is INnoVation's fourth, sure, more power to him. But INnoVation has secured everything that's important to him.
Oh my God, there's so many Marines here, and this is what I was talking about. The tanks blow him away, though.
Man.
He's trying to get to the dead zone
Yeah.
of the tanks, but he's not going to get there in time.
Too
Oh,
many
there's so
tanks.
much
INnoVation
blood.
Gets game 2. GG.
So much blood, Maynard.
Got him.
All right, well, you know what? That's a pretty good way to tie up the series after a game like that. That is going to be 40 minutes since our last ad break, though, guys. So we are going to take a quick commercial break as we get into game number 3. It is a best of 5, and we got more games coming. Make sure to head on over to the Match Arena page, !Match Arena in chat if you haven't, and hit up that promo code BTSL8. I don't know if there's any codes left, but I hope to use every single one of them up. We'll see you guys soon. All right, folks, you hear the beeps. The countdown is underway, and we're getting into Ascension to Ire.
Hype.
H-O-Y-P.
Yeah, it's the correct way to spell hype.
All right, now it is the best of 5, as stated multiple times, guys. We got a couple more games left in us, at the very least, before this series concludes. But I do want to remind everybody that this is the first of 2 semifinals. We do have a best of 5 with Keen versus Hero on the other side, and then a best of 5 grand finals. So a lot of money on the line. We're at $533 raised today out of our $600 goal to try and get these guys some awesome cash for some excellent games. That being said, still got the awkwardness that is a TriCast, rocking and rolling with myself, Maynard, and Zombie Grub.
We're really doing our best.
I don't know. We're kind of drinking on the job. Our best
Yeah,
is not...
We're really doing like half of our best.
I think our best would actually just be going full drunk casts. Then that'd be the best we could possibly ever do.
Sure.
I mean, Rifkin's already there.
Rude as...
Yeah, he's had what, a shot? That's it?
Yeah, I'm just kidding, guys.
Are you drinking peach soju? I think I saw pink on the bottle.
I am. Yeah,
that stuff is actually
good.
pretty good. I like that.
Good eye. It's the only type they had that's flavored
Wait.
in the downstairs convenience store.
Say that
and it really
again.
annoys
Say
me.
that again. Say it again. What do I have?
A good eye?
Might.
Fuck off.
I was like, what did I say? What did I do? Oh my god. Okay, so I gotta show you something when we're at a fucking like break screen again.
Are
'cause-
you, are
Okay.
you under attack by like 1,000 mosquitoes right now? Or?
Yeah, you
I'm
guys can see your
good now.
camera. Zombie's freaking out. Maynard, let's see me hit up these intros, brother. You start us off.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Are we doing GSL style or?
Let's do
just straight up
GSL
into-
style. In the top
Okay.
left, we've got the Red Terran.
Sidestorm Gaming's GuMiho.
And in the bottom right,
What
none
the
other
fuck
than
is
his
that?
opponent,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the Blue Terran.
INnoVation.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Showing Skype is a necessity right now. I'm sorry. What have you've armed yourself? Is that a bug zapper?
That's not a zapper. That's just a bug swatter, but it's like the biggest bug.
Yeah, are you ready
What
to
are these-
play
It's a
tennis?
zapper. It
is a zapper.
It's a bug zapper. I didn't know. I was like, what the fuck is it doing? And then I put it on like my Mira because I was like trying to kill something. I was like, oh shit.
Can we? I think whoever introduces those to Australia could make a real killing. By the way,
Apparently
'Cause
it's
we
so
don't. We don't have
common.
those.
I've never if I seen it maybe for sale I didn't know what it was I guess, but I was like, this seems really unnecessary. Like, yeah, got him.
Wow,
But-
That made a huge sound, right? That wasn't just
yeah,
me.
Jeez.
This sounded like Zombie
Oh, that
clapped
was
their hands
dangerous.
together. That was just like a
That's a-
zap,
that's a-
though, guys.
I probably shouldn't have done it so
Yo,
much
wow.
electronic.
This
That's
is
fine.
freaking huge. He already killed the Reaper. He delays the command center, and then GuMiho throws down this bunker. Like, I don't actually know how serious he is about committing to the bunker here, but the longer he delays the command center, the better, obviously. And unfortunately, one Hellion not going to do the same job like one Cyclone would, for example. Driving this off, it's going to be a real pain.
You got the SCV at least. Should
You know,
put an end to this bunker.
It still provides some information that he wouldn't otherwise have. Like, okay, he knows they're attacking the bunker. He knows where the army units are, so he's just going to chill back for the moment and heal.
That could have been much worse. Could have been really obnoxious to deal with, but as it is, GuMiho has still manages to have a bit of a SCV lead. INnoVation, a little bit of an army supply lead, and he is getting a medevac, so you know potential pressure could be applied back to GuMiho's natural. Potentially.
Theoretically.
What is the medevac going to be for? I'm just like looking at his combination of units, and it's nothing very like convincing of something I'd put into a medevac. Like 8 Marines, sure. 2 Cyclones, sure. 4 Hellions, sure. But like 4 Marines and a Cyclone, maybe.
I would not
It's like the
mix
game
these
show. Like
ingredients.
what would you load into a medevac at the game show?
You know what? That's even better. It's like, you know those things where they give you 100 seconds to go to the store and grab whatever you want? It's kind of like the same thing, but like a medevac.
Like you have 8 Marines, a Cyclone, and a siege tank. Which do you load up?
Well, apparently for INnoVation, it's the Cyclone for Marines. So
Well,
Apparently.
I do like this though,
okay.
because the Cyclone can break a defense, and the Marines can then just kind of sit in the mineral line, ideally. But
actually, yeah, a tank could be killed with a Cyclone on it before there's
Yes.
any reaction whatsoever. And that might be specifically why they bring it, because there's so commonly just a tank there. Why not? You're not using it offensively.
well,
Easy
speaking of
peasy
which,
break.
it's worth noting the Viking can actually hold its own not too badly against the Cyclone. Landing on the ground like this is huge. INnoVation's not in dire straits back at home, so he can afford to spend that time microing on the front lines over here. But at some point, he does have to stop the command center from dying now at like a third of the health.
Chipped a fair bit of paint off that CC there. That thing's very damaged, but whatever. All
Do you
good.
think they ever run out of like, because they're a pair, they also probably like, you know, shining it up and repainting it and shit like that. Do you ever think they just have like the wrong color paint on hand? Like,
You
guys,
just like
you're blue
look
this
at
time.
one of your
This is so
CCs and it's
embarrassing.
bright.
Here's the better
It
It
question.
just turns red.
If paint is the thing, why are they painting their units in camouflage? Like if I'm a Marine and I'm going to the battle with a bunch of red guys, I think maybe I'm painting my sleeves a bit red. Like,
I feel like this is like
don't shoot
Like,
me,
people
brothers.
come,
I
like-
am totally on your side.
when people were like, why do the British wear red coats? Like, why would they ever just be like, here I am, shoot me?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I don't know,
didn't the other side wear blue?
Well, this is like in the Revolutionary War. Americans were like using guerrilla tactics, and they
Oh,
weren't.
okay, yeah.
Because they were like, we're proper Englishmen, and we'll do it the normal way. And we were like, fuck you,
It kind of
America.
It reminds me of that one skit
America.
where they're like, the Nazi guys look at each other and they're like, "Are we the bad guys? I
Yeah.
mean, we've got skulls on our uniforms,
I remember
right?"
that, yeah.
So like I've been watching TV here, right? And some of that includes like Korean stuff. And there's like a Korean English news channel for, you know, expats that are here. And they keep on talking about their world ranking. They're like, we've improved in our world ranking overall. We've improved in our ranking in education. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard America say anything about that. Like people have said that
Because you
about
guys
America.
are so
but
far
America,
behind, you can't afford to bring
No.
it up.
I mean, yes, but I think it's because America is literally just like, we're obviously number one in everything. Number one.
It's
Yeah.
that
America,
Ricky Bobby.
America has that going for him.
If you're not
I
first,
like
you're
it, yeah.
last.
They're like, oh,
No.
World Cups, World Series, but it's actually just America, but they say World Series, you know, that sort of
I
thing.
feel like it really actually does say more, like real talk about America, but I'll leave that real talk for later, as you do have a bit of a push from GuMiho, as he takes
It's a bit of a push.
It's a bit of a push, yeah, then some.
Single reign of innovation is going to get a little bit forewarning, though. Sees these two medevacs. GuMiho is going to need to scramble this defense.
He does have a tank set up over here, so this shouldn't get too crazy too quick. They see he pulls a
Ooh,
little
gets
bit
that
late.
siege tank there. Just the medevac. This is he's dug in pretty deep here, is GuMiho, but he will be cleaned up eventually. The question is, how much damage is he going to get done?
This
Those
was-
SEDs were all types of stacked. That's like most of the
Yeah.
damage.
So, but
Wow.
but there's like actually a lot more to be said about this drop, because if INnoVation wasn't paying attention, this command center was never repaired from earlier. It's still sitting at a third health. Like, if you ever want to snipe off a CC, it's when your opponent has repaired it and it's like already almost dead.
Wouldn't that cost you like 300 minerals to repair that, though?
I don't think you got to repair it full, but I mean, 600 health. I wouldn't be comfortable with this, to be
Don't
honest.
sass
Where
Ricky,
would you-
Maynard.
where
Don't
would
use
you
your
repair it to?
sensibility.
Where would you
Mentality.
repair it?
Roy Swan actually unlocks an ability where his repair doesn't cost anything in co-op, and I only play co-op, so
Maynard needs more sentimental. What did you say earlier?
Sentimentality.
Sentimentality. There we go.
It is a word, by the way.
get
Ooh.
wrecked.
More
The
of it.
tank's trying to get up.
Use more of it.
GuMiho, not quite there in time. Yeah, sentimentality is a cool word. Makes me sound smart. Smarter than I am.
You're like one of those guys that
Unless-
would say vernacular instead of vocabulary, aren't you?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know about the word vernacular. Well, I mean, I know about it, but it's not a part of my.
Vernacular really
It's such a
sounds like something
douchey
that's like a
word.
doctor. Well, it sounds to me like a
It's-
part of your body.
It, sounds,
Vernacular.
it definitely sounds like something Rapid would say in a GSL cast.
The vernacular is connected to the leg bone.
Have another drink, Rifkin.
Already on it, mate.
Attaboy. All right. GuMiho repositioning his army here. It's a little bit of a poultry force. There's another nice word for you. INnoVation
Poultry?
has a pretty nice poultry, yeah. Poultry force.
Fucking
Not
love
poultry as in
chicken.
the chicken. I mean poultry as in, like, small. Inadequate.
So what do you call a small army that's retreating?
France.
What do I call small?
Oh, because it's chicken. Also, that's a good one too. Good job.
Ooh, Europe's awake now too.
Eh.
What's up, guys?
Zombie burned a lot
Bonjour
of
to
favor
French
with O
audience.
Gaming. I'm just burning away that favor. We're getting back to normal.
I let them just talk bad about America the entire time I was there, so I've garnered a lot of like.
You let
making
them?
fun of
I suppose
country funds.
you were in enemy territory, so.
I was thinking things through.
All right, so the army count's actually not too different right now, but there is a key thing here with the Viking count. GuMiho's a little bit late to the Viking party, so he doesn't have enough to overpower INnoVation. But these patrolling Vikings looking for medevacs that have been coming from the north, I think we're actually great. If they've been able to pick one off, even better. But when it comes to the actual army fight, they'll be able to zone and do a lot of damage through just keeping the medevacs back.
Oh, this is like an absolutely terrible place to have the siege up. Little does he know, of course, that GuMiho's could sandwich him. Now he knows.
Yeah. Uh-oh. GuMiho's got a fair bit of army supply here, and if he decides to close this clamp of Terran units, it could hurt. INnoVation getting into a much nicer spot to siege up, though. Pulling back to that base. And again, this SCV looked like it wanted to take a fourth base, but actually sees the army of GuMiho, and GuMiho decides, yeah, you know, maybe we'll pull back. But INnoVation's pulling a lot of his forces out here to try and catch GuMiho's army.
Gumi is maxed out, too. Like, this is totally fine for him to be doing, even if it is a little bit risky.
I mean, this could have been a lot worse. INnoVation, you know, out in the map like that, either surrounded or just bypassed. Both were, like, really threatening, and he still...
Ooh!
Yeah, I mean, this actually might not go that well. There's only 2 tanks for GuMiho, though. Oh, Jesus.
That last second split to dive forward was supposed to be a good move, but he just didn't have the numbers. However, he breaks INnoVation on the left side. This'll kill the base! This is a big loss!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, INnoVation...
down. Sure. Nice pick off.
He had to do something, right? Like, GuMiho was just out-expanding him once again. And the Proxima game went INnoVation's favor, but it really, like, it didn't start off that way for the first, 90% of it. GuMiho was just taking control and tried to do something, ends up getting his 3rd base killed. He just lifted his main to act as a 4th, so not really the best situation. And GuMiho just
assuming control.
Dominant.
Oh, Mass Effect memes.
Yeah, I really want to run in here and just pick off that CC. Like, just punish him for never repairing that thing up and go north afterwards.
Oh, this natural. It's so damaged, Rifkin. He never repaired it.
There you go. It's the long con. It finally paid off. This was totally worth it. He kills so many SCVs, too. Even if it loses the Marines, now all he has to do to defend the other side of the map, and he's in such a good spot. 71 workers to 31 SCVs.
Oh, man. GuMiho is such a god. Crushes INnoVation in this game. The push is completely put. There it is. GuMiho takes a map lead in the series. He's on match point.
I've been nothing but like morose about TvT lately. I've not enjoyed casting it. I've not enjoyed playing it. Zombie heard me constantly bitch about it. But this is the type of TV that brings someone like me back. Like, this has actually been so fun to watch. And
yeah, dude, I go through these phases of like really having a sick time watching a tournament, seeing incredible players play, and they're getting a lot of passion to play ladder. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do that. And then you realize that you're actually like, you don't have the mechanics to play that game. And then you don't get to play that game. You know, you want to play that game, but you don't have the hand speed or the multitask to do it. And it's like, but I wish I was really good at StarCraft just so I could play games like that every day on ladder.
Guys,
yeah,
what map
what do you want,
on?
Zombie Grub?
I'm sorry.
We were just on Ascension
Ire.
Ire. We've done Sequencer, Proxima, Ascension Ire.
Yes.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. INnoVation just whispered me Ascension Ire.
Yeah, that's incorrect. By the way, thank you to Phoenix636 for the 25 months. I'm really loving the energy of this cast. Great job today, TriCasters. Well, thank you. We had Shanazai. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but the Twitch Prime sub hit us up too. And Wyneck for 21 months earlier. I think that
might be Shanazai. You know, like
that name is pretty Shanazai. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Can I just ask, I don't normally want to talk to chat during cast, but Smokecraft says I roasted him so hard in my chat yesterday, I'm still recovering from the 3rd degree burns. Can you just remind me what I said? I actually don't remember.
I hope he stopped, dropped, and rolled.
Yeah, hope the burn wall was close, man. I don't normally burn people in my chat. That's what I'm trying to like. I'm usually very nice to my chat. I'm sorry. I apologize. Was I
it's all
drinking
good.
at the time?
It's all
Was
good.
I drinking at the time? Oh, you made a bad pun. Yeah, those aren't welcome. Holy shit.
Hey, okay, here's I think a big problem, and this is like a PSA real talk. A lot of people like to groan and moan over puns, right? And that's totally fine. But it's when you start mixing up puns with play on words that I get really upset. People are
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
they call everything puns.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
sometimes
yeah.
you can actually be clever and there's no pun involved.
So I had like, you know, my brothers and I have all had stupid dynamics before. Like not the best of friends, not the best sibling upbringing, all of that. But it's like there's this one thing that just continues on into our adulthood, and that's my oldest brother will just be like, it's the same thing, or like, no, it's really different. And I'll be like, no, man, I'm like pretty sure. I have to like go to like fucking like the source and like dictionary.com and shit. And that's one of those things he did it. Play on words and puns are not the same.
Yeah, man, screw those guys.
Hey,
Screw everyone who thinks they're the same.
screw GuMiho too, because INnoVation getting down and dirty with this
Oh,
possibly
yeah.
final game.
Well, what a surprise. Won't you
Well,
introduce this cheap
No,
box
let's
here?
not do intros at all this time. Let's be
Yeah.
different.
But how does StarCraft function without intros?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
this
be
is like-
weird. Guys,
is
I
all
know.
I
I
have.
mean, is INnoVation the blue guy or
It's
the
good-
red guy?
It's gonna feel like you've got, like, not just chafed underwear, but like wet chafed underwear. But deal with it because it will dry out as you
Oh.
walk and as we get through the
No,
game.
that's not.
No,
that's not
no,
that
no.
bad. Jesus Christ, man! Like, why would you put that image in my head? God.
Wet,
It's like-
chafed underwear that dries when you walk around? Is that really what you're saying to us right now? Like,
Why?
does it even dry? I'm unconvinced.
It just gets wetter and wetter.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like peeing your pants while you're walking? Like, why would it get wetter?
I don't know.
You're
man.
getting
I've
moisture.
never, look, I'm just
It's
making
getting
assumptions here
moisture.
because I gotta say I've never
You're
just
getting
put on wet
moisty.
underwear here. It's you telling me a story here. I'm trying to.
All
trying
right.
to get down
Remember,
to the
like-
bottom of this.
Look. Okay, let's get down to it though. It is a proxy out of INnoVation on a map that is a totally good map for proxies too. This
Yes.
could be really bad for GuMiho if he goes for the CC, which I think he's gonna do.
Yep. He's also been doing this thing, like he did it last Best of 5 they played, where he follows up with Marine instead of a second Reaper, and I feel like it worked once, like on this map. I mean, like serious deja vu. I think this is actually what happened last time they played on Odyssey. INnoVation proxied, and we were like, well, I guess GuMiho's just dead. And then GuMiho, like INnoVation, like messed up his micro, which is really not a thing you get to say a lot about these guys.
Vader.
And we were like, I guess INnoVation threw? Like, what's happening? Oh, man. But, you know, GuMiho does something worse than go for a Marine after a Reaper. He goes for Reactor.
Oh.
So no production right now.
That's gonna sting.
Yeah, GuMiho looks pretty dead.
Well, okay, so
So-
Yeah.
But no. But here's like some pros and cons, right? Like this is gonna be terrible for GuMiho. But on the off chance that this Reaper on the other side of the map distracts INnoVation long enough that GuMiho can at least start a
Aw.
Cyclone, there's a chance he actually holds this.
Well, I mean,
We'll probably start
GuMiho is he's gonna want something right now. Hellions a little bit quicker to
Oh,
come
wait,
out of that
he's
factory
got
in the
no money.
Cyclone, but yeah,
Well,
that,
he
that
doesn't have
too.
enough gas. But I think a lot of Terrans have been going for Hellions anyways. I guess they come out
He's got
quicker.
one. He's got one in the gas. Yeah, he is gonna go
But
for
this
Hellions.
look on the other side of the
but-
map. Like this is gonna stop any proxy if you can't afford to build anything else out of those barracks. So this one Reaper, INnoVation has to actually consider possibly coming home. Maybe not. I take that back. I didn't realize he ran out crazy on the other side.
Yeah, he's really
yeah,
like the snowball effect, just obviously faster for.
There's
proxy
only
player.
3 SCVs left.
Yeah, this is ogre.
Ah!
GG.
It's all ogre. Donkey.
Donkey. What are you doing in my swamp?
When does he ever say it's all over? He never says
INnoVation
when
has
he's
laid
done.
No,
its
it's-
donkey.
Whenever someone says it's all ogre, that's what I follow it off with. The quote from "What are you doing in my swamp?"
Somebody once told me that. Okay, we're gonna go to commercial break, guys. Game number 5 coming up. It's the ace match. Spam some ace matches in chat. We'll see you guys soon. All right, folks. It's time for game number 5. Things have been tied up 2-2, and we all have
Oh,
Smash
shit.
Mouth stuck in our heads. In the top left, it is going to be the red Terran player.
Sidestorm Gaming's GuMiho.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, dude.
In the bottom right, as the blue Terran, he is.
INnoVation. Look, we did it, guys.
Nice.
I thought we were gonna just be no intros all the time. Intros are a thing of the past. Only
Intros are literally all I have. I had this conversation with Jeff because Jeff had that rant at Home Story Cup where he's like, the intros are stupid. And like Jeff, I like grabbed him by his shirt front. I'm like, don't you take this from me.
I see you like get him like both collars, like both
Yeah, I'm
hands
like
on his
grabbing
collar.
him by his shirt collar. I'm like,
Basically.
don't you fucking take this from me and control. This is all I have.
You've got your humor and your fucking GM status.
You're
all I
fucking
got are
funny and
these
smart and good
intros.
at the game, okay? This is all I have. Don't you take this from me.
Do you think
Yeah,
one
so
day
you're
there won't be
first.
intros anymore?
I don't know. I think everyone likes them too much.
I think what's interesting about it is when you start getting really long, like when we did the best of 69, intros
Yeah,
became
no.
redundant
That's
very fucking quickly.
I don't want 69 intros.
We only had like 47 or something.
I'll tell you what though,
so
I
it's
want
fine.
an intro to a 69. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I mean, if you need an intro, then I think you're already. I need the bug zapper again.
By the way, I guess that's a little bit of a shout out because it's been so long at this point. I would imagine there's a fair amount of people tuning in who have never heard of us doing that. But we did cast the best of 69 back in the day. It was Snoop versus Bunny. It ran 18.5 hours long. I think we raised like $4,000 plus in the prizing for the players, which was pretty cool too. But never again. Never again. People always want us to do it again. It's just like there's no amount of money in the world. For $1 million, I wouldn't cast another best of 69.
Oh, I would
I think-
definitely do it for $1 million.
Yeah, for $1 million, I do it. But
Gimme,
I think
gimme.
anyone that's done a best of 69 is like not gonna ever do one again. I think.
I am in the sense of like where I know what I'm about to say is like not what Zombie Grub casting like best 69 is like wants me to say, but I feel like I could do it again. I feel like I could do it.
You feel like you could do another 69er?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, actually no.
Oh my.
And she rethinks what she's about to say.
No,
Reaper,
well,
GuMiho,
yeah,
you're getting 2
that I
Jesse V
definitely
kills. Woo! Damn, that's a good Reaper.
I burst out laughing earlier because just the way that Rifkin like segued into talking about how he did a best of 69 just made it sound like it had been a long time since he had been introduced to 69.
It's been a while.
69.
So the introductions just
It's been a hot minute between drinks, as they say.
Yeah.
introductions like in the top left.
In the top left, her legs above my shoulder, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God.
I'm having fun, guys. This is good. We should do more tricasts 3 ways, menage a trois. So it's good. I'm happy to be the meat in this base trade sandwich. I'm having a great time.
It's good. It's good.
Amanda, you know what an Eiffel Tower is?
It's a big structure in France, so, so I don't know
sure.
what.
Sure, we'll leave it at that. Sure. We do have units scattered all over the place for innovation.
Like I want to Google this.
Wait, do you not know? Do you actually not know?
I don't. No.
Yeah, it's not like.
It's like a lamb roast, but it's like a lamb roast, but you give each other a high five. And you make the Eiffel Tower.
No, I googled it. I'm getting this. It's happening.
She's picking up what you put in.
I like that if you actually
down.
Google Eiffel Tower, show you the Eiffel Tower. You'll have to Google like sex move Eiffel Tower or something.
Yeah, I googled Eiffel Tower sex, and I just realized could have given a lot of results about people who have had sex in Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. It's probably. Did you click the images tab or?
I would go to the
I'm not
videos tab
dictionary.
personally.
It's exactly what I imagined. Like I feel like I'm that like picture where it's just like I don't know what I expected, right? I can't imagine actually doing it.
I like high fives. What can I say?
Anyways.
I'm gonna dig us out of this hole. We have 4 cyclones for GuMiho doing a lot of damage in this concave, nearly killing that Raven. In fact, that Raven goes down to Viking.
Actually, that's a pretty big deal because he did have a lot of lock-on damage into it. He really only needed like the one shot from the Viking, anyways. But GuMiho can do a lot with cyclones, but not when the cyclones are already almost dead. So this is kind of tough and scary because those Vikings can actually snipe off the low health cyclones. Don't forget, these things do 20 damage a shot to like mechanical units.
That they do. These siege tanks of INnoVation kind of ended that party a little bit for GuMiho. He's repairing these cyclones. Natural has not too many units, although he does have a siege tank. It's unsieged at the moment, though.
Yeah,
INnoVation's got a very, very nice spot, but does he have enough units to stop these cyclones?
I like that split, so even if he did have enough units, it would take too many shots. GuMiho shuts down the push hard.
Hard and fast. That's the GuMiho way.
I thought we were getting out of this hole, man.
I dug us back in. I made a new hole. This one's fresher.
Is she pretty?
Fucking hell, man. God damn it.
This drop from GuMiho is really not that impressive, but if it catches INnoVation off guard, it can still do a lot of damage. And right now, INnoVation's hitting that sweet point where he's putting his production down. He's still pumping Vikings, and that's most of what he's going to have.
And these Vikings trying to get these siege tanks not quite getting the job done, though. GuMiho keeps most of his forces alive. This is a very abusive location that INnoVation's trying to get into, but GuMiho, he's reading him like a book. He sieges up first.
That being said, INnoVation's still bleeding on SCVs. Oh, he loses the Viking, no high ground. GG.
Bam.
The 6 Marines actually killed INnoVation, and GuMiho advances on to the finals.
What a god.
It's so crazy to me, too, because GuMiho has... There's never been a question where... Like, GuMiho back in HOTS, GuMiho has always been a good player. But I never really felt like it was until these last... I want to say, like, 5 or 6 months that he was, like, a top-tier echelon... new god type player, you know?
Yeah, INnoVation's actually sorry, not INnoVation. GuMiho has actually like reached a new level, I feel.
Yeah.
He's like and also if he does I'm not sure if are we doing the other semi?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Hero versus
cool.
Keen.
So if you know, a lot of people will assume that he faces Hero, and GuMiho's already beaten Hero in a final. I casted that, in fact, with Zombie Grub, I think.
Dude, Hero... Okay, so I want to actually say I'm going to root for Keen just a little bit, right? But if it is going to be Hero versus GuMiho in the finals, that is going to be the sickest. Even if it's one-sided, either way, 3-0, I don't care. Like, that's going to be a really sick series. But we do have this other semifinals we got to get through first, guys. So quick commercial break while we swap over to the TvP. We'll see you soon.